Through your perspective as police chief, the other encampments that you have cleared out, the ones that you were able to clear out legally, what has happened since then, or was there a difference? I thought you and I talked at one time about, just the number of 911 calls, things like that. So what sort of, I guess, data-based impact has that had that you know of?
So I know of the issues around Lake and Stevens, which is the first shooting that we had yesterday. And that was not an encampment per se. There were not tents there, but clearly anybody who lives there could tell you there were large gatherings of people there every day. I'm told that the state came and cleaned the place twice a day, and as soon as they were done cleaning, there was debris, garbage, and drug paraphernalia once again. So it is clearly an ongoing problem. That particular area, Lake and Stevens, we were having, over the last 28 days, we were having issues on the Lake Street corridor adjacent to it. Armed robberies, people calling that there's persons openly carrying guns. We've had a number of shooting incidents along that corridor, not far from there, and 2 separate shootings in August, right there at that walkway, Lake and Stevens. So it's clearly, when you have these large groups like this, you oftentimes do cause not just an increase in disorder and quality of life issues for the businesses and the residents that live there, but you increase the potential for violence very clearly. And it's gotten to a point, at least these 2 spots, enough is enough. We cannot risk other people getting shot and potentially dying.
As you know, Mr. Sabri and others, or city council members as well, who have said, well, that we're not doing enough. The city's not doing enough, and that's why we have people who are needing places to go. If they had places to go, the proper care, they wouldn't have to do this. So what do you say to that?
I agree. As a city, as a county, as a state, as a society, we should be doing everything we possibly can. And I also believe it's not the role of the police to arrest people that are addicted, that are suffering from substance abuse, and putting them in jail is not going to help them. But the reality is, when it gets to a point where we have mass shootings and I have people getting shot, potentially killed, that is a public safety emergency, and it is the role of the police to try and do something about it immediately, not just trying to identify the people responsible and hold them accountable, but to try and prevent this environment from continuing so that we do not have further trauma and harm and potentially death.
Some folks might look at the 2 situations in the last 12 hours and say, well, we're talking about this area, these neighborhoods. I don't live there. I don't really go there. So this is not something that should really concern me. Or you talked yesterday about how many rounds I think were fired, and you're concerned about a greater sort of public safety. I mean, we need to be concerned about, don't get me wrong, the people who live there, work there, are there. But how do you get people beyond that to care enough to sort of take action or find solutions?
Well, I think, what happens in Minneapolis doesn't just affect Minneapolis, it ultimately affects the entire state. And I think, Minneapolis accounts for so much of a lot of the serious crime that does not know borders. Oftentimes we are having people coming in from other cities all over the metro and sometimes from all over the state that are contributing to the crime problems that we're experiencing. And these folks involved in illegal activity do not respect municipal borders. So I think there needs to be a realization that we have this concentration of serious crime and issues related to it here, and it's an issue that the entire state should be concerned about, and not being able to not worry about it because it's not happening in your backyard. It's going to affect you.